people really, they'll pay 10 grand for accountability, but 400, yes or no, did you do it or not? That is the accountability to yourself. You got to beat your own butt. That's what being an entrepreneur is all about. You don't have a boss anymore. You got to be your own boss. And that's it. And this comes back to life, anything in general. Did you do it or you did not do it?
Again, thank you so much for coming on the show today. We really appreciate you taking time to come and chat with us.
Appreciate it. I appreciate you guys having me on, and love to talk all things real estate.
Awesome. Well, Zach, I know who you are. Melissa knows who you are. But for those in our audience who maybe haven't seen you or live under a rock, can you give us your brief rundown, where you started, where you're at now, and then we'll just take the conversation from there.
Of course. So my name's Zach Ginn. I've been wholesaling real estate for around 7 years. I am 24 years old right now. I started wholesaling at 17 years old. Most people know me when I was 19 years old. I took my phone documenting me flipping houses, wholesaling, and showing it. It was very rare for a 19-year-old to be making $50,000 every single month wholesaling houses. And I did the one thing nobody else on the internet was willing to do, which is just show checks, HUDs, title companies, and people knew I was legit, and kind of grew to where I'm at now. And love specifically wholesaling. I love all things real estate investing. I usually pour most of my wholesaling income into rentals, but every single type of real estate investment I've done, creative finance to anything really. So love talking about it.
Sure, absolutely. Now, Zach, I know that a big portion of your audience are beginning investors, and that's the same with our audience. So I'm wondering, after all of this time and all of these people you've talked to, do you have, or have you been able to identify the difference between somebody who just wants to talk about it and be a part of all the groups and pay for all the trainings and do all of the stuff, but then they never get the deal, or the people that just come right out the gate doing the actions that are necessary and start locking up deals? Can you tell the difference in those people just by interacting with them, or maybe break it down for
Yeah. I mean, it's one simple thing I always tell everyone. It's actions equals results. And so the people that do it, the people that talk, the people that want to get rich, they want the cool things, they all care about the results, and that's all they focus on. And when you only focus on the results, it's kind of stupid. You have to focus on the actions instead. And so the one thing I've always done that's just always click for people, I don't know why, but I have them focus on the action, not the result. So let's kind of use the Panhandle, for example. Every month I get like at least 4 or 5 new kids get their first deal in Pensacola, Escambia County region. Oh my gosh, you changed my life. And they all struggle. And as someone like you that's done deals there, you kind of know what the secret sauce is. I sit them down on the one-on-ones or whatever I do in my streams, and they're like, I want to get 20 grand this month. I'm like, stop. No, we're going to do this. We're going to do 400 drawing for dollars leads this month, 100 a week. That's what, 30, 40 a day. Like, what do you mean? Like, just do that. Don't do anything else. Skip trace, call them. But what about, no, just do that. But I heard I can do a novation, or I can, no. Just focus on that. Find ugly houses. Where do I drive? Call a buyer, maybe like a guy like JD or Melissa, ask them, hey, where are you looking to buy? And they've bought in plenty of houses. You guys have market knowledge that most beginners don't have. You're willing to divulge to a drawing for dollars person where the best areas are. You drive for dollars in that area, you find 400, you skip trace them, you call them, you get results. That is it. I don't know one person that runs a mile a day for a year straight that really can't run a mile after a year. Like, you put so much stinking work in, it's impossible not to get the results. And so I've pretty much calculated any type of list possible, how many that you have to do to get a deal. It's pretty rocket science from there. It's not rocket science from there, but it's pretty simple. So 400 I found in Escambia County, that gets you a deal.
Yeah. We always tell people to do that and, bring us the deal and we'll JV with you. We'll teach you, all of that. And they just never do that. It's really frustrating for sure for people who say they want to get started. Yeah,
absolutely. One of the biggest thing, you want to get started, get a list of 500. I don't care which list. The code enforcement list is the list we pull all the time, probate. There's so many different lists. Even if you buy the list straight off a prop stream, you don't filter it for anything. You pull a list of 500 and start making those phone calls. If each one has 10 numbers and you make every single one of those phone calls, if you don't get a deal, there's a bigger problem. I don't know anybody that can go through and actually do that much work to not get a single deal.
I love it because it's 400. And so someone comes back to me next week or next month, I'm not doing well. How many drawing for dollars leads? 200. Well, that's why you're broke.
Yeah.
400 or you're broke. That's it. I love it because I can quantify it into a number, and either you did it or you did not. And there's no excuses. Oh, my hamstring hurts. My car's out. Okay, well, it's on you. I don't feel sorry. I'm just saying, you do the 400 or you don't. It's really black and white. And so people really, they'll pay 10 grand for accountability, but 400, yes or no, did you do it or not? That is the accountability to yourself. You got to beat your own butt. That's what being an entrepreneur is all about. You don't have a boss anymore. You got to be your own boss. And that's it. And this comes back to life, anything in general. Did you do it or you did not do it?
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
And I think it's good because everybody is always asking, well, what's the secret and what's this special list and what is this? But everything comes back down to either you took the actions that you needed to, which everyone knows. If you listen to one set of podcasts, you know exactly what you need to be doing. If you listen to Zach, 400 driving for dollars leads, and you either do it or not. Zach, now I'm interested. If we go a little bit deeper into that, I'm wondering, how are you operating your business today? What does your team look like? How are you choosing to market? What does it look like for you?
Yeah, so it's kind of funny to say because the last time we talked about a year ago, I was kind of planning this mastermind type thing where basically I was going to take over the entire wholesaling industry. And the way most people get into wholesaling, the YouTube space, the social media space, I'm not saying about you guys, but for most people, they try to grow following and they try to sell to that following. And that is kind of the game. For the past 25, 30 years, that has always been the game. I pretty much was the only person that did not want to sell any coaching or anything like that. And I decided to monetize my audience in a way that no one else was willing to do. And so I'm not kind of avoiding your question, but I used to basically just run a regular wholesaling operation. We scaled up to 7 figures, easily doing over $1 million in assignment fees. I did some virtual wholesaling too. I was pretty happy with it. And then in the 4 years I've had my YouTube channels, I've had 4 now, I've not asked for a dime for anyone. I had some, affiliate links and stuff like that. Pretty expensive to run, but doing well. Eventually I learned in my own local market, you've seen this too. People, you get 50, 60, 70, 80,000 people learning from you every single day. They're going to send you some wholesaling deals. And I started getting $20, $30, $40,000 JV checks. And it's just like, they bring a deal. I just call up one of my million buyers I have in my local market. I get it sold. And it took me like half a day to do. It was amazing. And then I start pawning off to my dispo team. And we ended up making, I think 3 years ago, like 100 grand in just JV deals in my local market. I'm like, no marketing, nothing. And this is so easy. And I started doing for virtual. And then eventually this year, I kind of had a crazy goal. I'm known for going against the gurus. I have a lot of beef with a lot of them. And they don't like me. I don't like them. I don't believe in the whole $10,000 program thing, but I wanted to do more deals than them. And a lot of them do a lot of deals. And I'm not saying anything bad, but I decided I want to be I was 23 at the time, 24 now. I want to be, by 30 years old, the largest wholesaler in the entire country. And I can monetize my audience, them sending me deals because I'm teaching them for free, them sending me so I had a goal this year to do over 1,000 wholesaling JV deals. Hopefully if I go crazier, I can hit that goal this year. It's going to be a little difficult to do, but I'm trying my best to hit that goal. By next year, I can hit that in a year, but we're just scaling it up and more. And so my operation right now primarily is people learn wholesaling in freewholesaling.com. We get about 15,000 new members every single month in the course. They learn, they drive for dollars, they get a deal locked up. They need help with the dispo. They don't want to pay for boots on the ground or whatever. They bring through our dispo team. They underwrite the deal. We JV on it. Voila. Still do my local market. Still do some virtual markets that do well, but mostly focusing on JV deals because I want to hit that 1,000. I think that'll be really cool. And I think at 24, if I could scale this by the time I'm 30, 40, 50, you get pretty nice.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, or you could not and save some deals for the rest of us, but that's a different story. Okay. So we've talked about like, hey, this is the marketing, and I obviously I don't want you to give away your whole entire free course.
I'll give you everything. It's all free.
But one of the other questions that we get all the time is, should I find the property first or should I find the buyer first? And I'm wondering what's your take on that specific question.
Yeah. So if this was 2 or 3 years ago, I'd just say find the property first. So easy to find a buyer. Things have shifted a lot more. With even doing JV deals in Pensacola, I've seen in your market, like a lot of buyers are a little softer now. They are not as like bang, bang, bang as they used to be. And so really pretty much when I'm in virtually wholesaling now, I used to be always find the deal first, but I got a deal in Wichita the other day. We're closing on. It's like, I don't even know where the good buyers are in Wichita. And so like, if I'm going to virtually wholesale there, I'm just going to go ask the buyers where to buy. And I don't have 4 hours to go, where's exactly everything. So I'm just going to ask the top buyers and they're usually going to tell me. And I started doing that in my local market just to see if I was like a newbie, like what, and it works like that. I had one newbie in my local market do that, and he found out the top zip codes in like 5 minutes from just calling people and Facebook and stuff like that. So I would say find your buyers first. I would say find 5 qualified buyers. And once you do that, they'll give the areas, then market in those areas. For everyone watching this, there's a new guru scam. I call it a scam, but they're daisy chainers. They're gurus out right now teaching you to just lock up other people's contracts to JV. And then from there, they will try to pawn it off another buyer and really try to screw you in the process. They'll post it on Facebook, they'll post it on Craigslist, and really blow your deal up. I've had that done. It happens all the time. And then they'll go and literally knock on the seller's door. It's bad. Buyers are not respectful sometimes. And so qualified, you have to go actually ask certain questions to the cash buyers. Hey, are you okay with me doing an assignment? Show me the last 5 houses you bought for cash. Go with ABC title company, things like that. So find the buyer first, especially in this market right now. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, finding the buyer doesn't mean necessarily that you are sending out 100 letters to people who bought in cash. Like you said, just get on Facebook, search the Facebook groups, look for the people who are actually doing deals. It's really easy to tell who's doing deals and who's not if you're in these groups for any amount of time. And then reach out to them, leverage the experience of the other people in your market, and then help provide value to them. Because the reason, that's something you didn't say, the reason that they're willing to take that time is because you are offering to bring them value. They don't have time. They can't find all the deals. So when you're bringing them when you're bringing them value, they're willing to help you. Okay, great. So you've moved away from mass marketing. You are leveraging your social media accounts. I'm wondering if we can go into that. How important do you think social media marketing is for real estate investors in today's environment?
Yeah, so I'll give you one thing. So the reason why me and Rick have done so well on everything is we literally create new YouTube. We create new marketing channels that no one else in wholesaling has done. So one thing we kind of innovated this year on doing that really Rick's been doing for 20 plus years, but we've been doing digital bandit signs. Have you ever heard of digital bandit signs?
I've heard the term digital bandit sign, but I haven't done any research on it. Yeah.
So basically, we used to do this. Rick, my dad, used to do this 2006. He used to go to fishing forums and just say, hey, I buy houses for cash. And there's 20,000 people in the fishing forum. They saw it. It's like a bandit sign. It's great. And that was tough because you have to post it every day. It's annoying, ad copy, things like that. And we'd always did it. We always do deals and people know Craigslist and stuff like that. But it was so time consuming to do. And then once this ChatGPT thing came about, I was able to create 50 different variations of ad copy and say, hey, don't put this word in, put this word in. And I was able to blast it everywhere. Facebook groups got bigger. And so basically, if you want to talk about social media right now, doing what I'm doing, it's nuts. I would not recommend anybody to have hundreds of thousands of dollars of payroll on editors and hosting and stuff like that I do. So I probably wouldn't go that route. I would go on ChatGPT, literally just create an ad saying that me and my partner are looking to buy 3 houses for cash in X city, add emojis, make it look good, and create 30 variations and post one variation a day for 30 days straight on Craigslist, and then do that for Facebook groups and go nuts. I go to Pensacola. I'm going to the Pensacola real estate group, which is not the best, but the Pensacola food network, the Pensacola events, the Escambia County like moms group. If I'm a mom, right? I'm going to every single local Facebook group, the swap shop type thing, and just posting those groups. Hey, here's a picture of my antique clock on the antique clock Facebook group. This is a great clock. I love it so much. I actually got this on a house I bought. If you're looking to sell your house, put that. It's free. There's 40,000 people in the swap shop Facebook group for, Florida. You get eyeballs on it. And you got to get creative with it. That's why I'm not telling everyone the ad. It's not like I'm trying to sell you something, but like you have to kind of be unique. Right. You can just click ChatGPT. It'll do it all for you for free. So social media is insane. I know a lot of people doing that. I just had another podcast, a guy who's making $40K a month doing that for free, just learning on the channel. And I love it. They're called digital bandit signs. They're going to change the way a lot of people are doing it. But most people are lazy bums. They don't want to do it right now. Start doing your own market. No, go on Craigslist right now. No one's going to be posting them. You'll do really well.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a really good tip. All right. So, Zach, I think that there's a lot of value coming out of your group specifically. I've gotten it. How are you preventing these spammers that come in here and say every single comment that's on there, they're coming in and saying, hey, come try this trading thing, because managing a group at that level, are you employing the moderators to do that?
It's me and Rick. That's it. I have, I'm very tech savvy. I have a lot of bots inside the group. I have a lot of coding experience from just So I had to learn a lot about coding when I created ROS. So it is the largest postcard sold throughout the in wholesaling, like just in a basis thing outside of the regular one. And we basically created offers on postcards, and I had to learn how to algorithm stuff like that. And I use that just in the Facebook group. And so you mention anything bad, it gets automatically taken off. So Facebook's pretty good on there. I mean, 115,000 people in the group. I think it's moderated decently well. And there's no spam. You go to any wholesaling group, where are the buyers at, bro? Where the buyers at? What value does that have to do? I have a property under contract. I can't find a buyer. We don't allow that. Like, it's just the group really goes, go to freewholesaling.com, my free course. And if you have a question that can be answered in that course, it doesn't get allowed. And with 115,000 people, there's thousands of posts that are being requested a day to be posted. But if it's not in there, it doesn't get approved. And it's pretty cool. I really like it. And I think people get value from it.
It's great. I like that.
So one of the bad things that happens in our industry are we get these gurus who have great sales techniques, great sales processes. They come in and they start selling the 10,000. You said 10,000, but we've seen courses, way more than $10,000. And they're looking at these people who don't know any better yet and start targeting those people to sell to. If you're new to real estate investing, how can you avoid being pitched and sold by these expert salesmen?
Just don't do it. That's it. I don't know what else to tell you. Just like, you don't have to pay to learn wholesaling. That's it. So outside of me, and I will confidently tell you, there's not one person that has a complete wholesaling course from start to finish. Dispositions, acquisitions, like everything. I go through the course, find somebody else has another free course. There's 4 videos and they're like 2 minutes long. Like I have a lot of stuff on there, FYI. Now, the reason why I'm the only free guy, I'm still the only free guy, because when I learned wholesaling, I learned it from my dad, who's been wholesaling 21 plus years, right? 21 plus years. He gave me an unfair advantage. He taught me how to wholesale real estate. And that is nepotism at its finest. That is an unfair advantage. That is like, come on, it's easy, right? It's just like, Ken Griffin Jr., right? Like someone's dad's like an expert. It's like, come on, right? It's unfair. I completely get it. I was the only guy that didn't have to pay a $15,000 mastermind to learn how to wholesale houses the right way. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to be everyone's daddy. And I'm saying that in the nicest way. I'm going to be the Rick Ginn to you guys, to everyone watching this. And I'm going to teach you how to wholesale for free. I'm already a millionaire. I already make tons of money passively on my rentals. I don't need to go sell you a course. And I basically was the only person that taught it for free. To this day, there's not one person that does it. And so I don't think you should be paying for it. There are some people that, there's some decent paid courses out there, but really the experience is going to be the best thing. And so I've been inside every single paid mentorship that is decently big. I have access to all of them. I just don't think they're good. You can go pay them if you want, but I will tell everyone right now to spend 10, 15, 20 grand on a mentorship. Go to wholesaling.com, spend 20 grand on texting and direct mail. It'll do a lot better. I haven't seen one person that's better off with that. There's actually some decent paid ones though. I'm never going to say it's the worst, but
spend your money.
I definitely think that what you need to figure out first is, are you the person who's going to take action to do these things, and or not? When you start to talk about like elevating your business into scalable business and going past the, hey, this is how to, if you don't know how to do a wholesale deal, you've never done a wholesale deal, you probably shouldn't be looking at that mentorship. We definitely support and agree and believe in and pay for our own mastermind type groups and support that. But I don't think that in order to start making a decent living at wholesaling, you have to do that. I think once you start wanting to learn more about business and creating teams and growing that way, then you can consider it. But that's after you've already put money in the bank from doing the basic level actions that you can go to Bigger Pockets and get a whole entire marketing plan on how to do it on, $1,000 a month marketing budget for free. You can go to your course and get that stuff for free. But once you've maximized that, turning your business into a bigger business, a larger one, I think that's when you should start to consider it. But at that point, you don't need to go on Facebook and ask people, hey, do you think I should do this or not?
No, people think I'm against networking and stuff. I'll let you know, every single wholesaler that makes over $2 million a year, they're on my contacts. I call them, I talk to them. I'm one of the best networked people in real estate wholesaling, but that's because they all want to go on my podcast and sell, right? But like, networking has always been huge for me. But I will tell you about the big networking thing. It's so awesome. About 95% of them suck. It's the 5% that actually get something from, unfortunately. And so, but it is worth doing and seeing what other people are. But I agree. The mastermind thing, it's up in the air what it is. But through the podcast, stuff like that, you've kind of learned you can talk to anyone you want. You just have a podcast. And so that's another great part about networking too. And so I'll tell everyone, like, you do need to network with people. But it just depends on which mentorship it is. But experience will be.
Don't be gullible. Don't be dumb. Put your nose down and do the actual work. Zach, if our audience got some value from it and we wanted to send them to find out more about you and Rick and what you guys are doing, or if they, have deals outside of our local area that they want to JV with you, where can we push them? Where can we send them to learn more about you guys?
Just look up Zach Ginn. You can go to sellmypaper.com. You want to send a JV deal. I don't do every single market, obviously. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome.
It's pretty simple.